asking what should be the name. And Baba said, name any name of your choice. The prefix should be Meher.
Great.
So you are Meherkrupa.
There you go.
All right, so we start
Will
our...
you please share pages? Yeah, till then we'll start.
Yes, I'm sorry.
We
Yes,
are late
yes,
by
okay.
2 minutes. Sorry, Baba.
Mhm.
Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Avtar
No.
Meher Baba ki jai. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai.
Meherkrupa, is this, I'm not sure, this
Yeah,
is...
perfect. 57 number.
Okay.
If you can make it
Yeah,
a
big.
little larger, yeah, it will help me because I have not brought book here.
Okay. I'll get there.
Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more, and more and more, and still yet more, till we become worthy of union with you. And help us all to hold fast to Baba's Dharma till the very end. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. So thank you, Betty. And yeah, we are loving Jai Baba to all. We are reading Slave of Love, Life of Dr. Donkin with Meher Baba. And we are on page number 57. Must hunting and intense training. During the period of upheaval in Europe, Meher Baba gave indications that he would break his 15-year silence in August 1941. He also outlined a plan to go with a small group of followers to set up a compound somewhere on the Russian border. William's entry in his diary indicates that the Manli were learning to take a few of Baba's statements with a grain of salt. We all felt this message of Baba's to be rather too vague, and we don't believe the date he gives at all. So we'll see. And as we see, Baba has not broken the silence. On June 20, while still in Bangalore, William learned that Baba and a small contingent of his followers left Meherabad for Calcutta to hunt moose. I have been ordered by Baba to come back with Padri to Meherabad when Bairamangala spiritual center work is finished. Strangely, the new spiritual center would not be fully utilized for over 50 years. Baba June Calcutta trip brought another favorite must into his fold, and under his influence, Karim Baba, whom Mandli members call the Tiger Man, received the nickname because his presence provoked in one a mood of admiration mixed with fear. True to form, like many other mosques, Karim Baba was clad in the filthiest of clothes, always chain smoking, and adorned with pieces of chain here and there on his body. This is a six-plane must. He was a Jalali must. And Baba used to give baths to all the musts and then fed. But for Karim Baba, Baba didn't give bath. He only gave him food. So despite the strange and sordid accessories and the filth of his body, his his supple face and his eyes that shone like burnished swords made one forget everything else. Another must ashram was immediately set up at Ranchi, which is 200 miles northwest of Calcutta. Baba referred to, okay, page number 58. So this Ranchi Mastashram was the smallest Mastashram for the smallest duration, but all the mosques gathered there by Baba, put there by Baba, were all high level mosques, sixth and all. Only Muhammad was on the fifth plane. And this Ranchi Mastashram, all the mosques were selected by Baba, and he himself had gone to the direct to those places and picked them up. Okay, so only expert mosque handlers were sent to retrieve him. To their surprise, Kakabaria was sent. Karim Baba cooperated, agreed to go to Ranchi, and even accepted a change of clothes. The wayfarer's description continues. Now, Karim was a renowned figure in Calcutta, and though he was perhaps not known to the small coterie of rich, whose horizon is by the office, club, and house, he was greatly esteemed by the poor and middle class masses of Calcutta. The disciples were understandably nervous about the mood of the crowd that had gathered as Karim Baba was being clothed. Such mosques are held in very great respect and are believed to hold the material and spiritual welfare of a place in their grasp, and the inhabitants are inclined to view their removals as a threat to the prosperity of their hometown. Fortunately, the crowd of about 100 remained in a mood of inquisitiveness and astonishment only, for they could hardly believe their eyes that Karim Baba, who had sat on that one stage of payment for 6 years, was now being taken away by complete strangers. Karim Baba's behavior on the train trip from Calcutta to Ranchi, related in the Wayfarer, shows this must to be the most bizarre that William wrote about. Karim, when using the toilet in the train, removed 2 or 3 coins from his stool, washed them thoroughly under the tap, and tossed them in his mouth and swallowed them. It was found later that Karim Baba would scrutinize his stool each day, and that on intervals of 3 or 4 days, he would pass a few coins in this way and would repeat this extraordinary maneuver of washing and swallowing them. William tried to offer insight. One who finds such behavior incompatible with his ideas of how a spiritually advanced man ought to behave should read Baba's explanation in chapter 1 of the Wayfarers of the indifference of these God intoxicated souls to dirt and to the things of the world in general. William's writing of the Wayfarers took place between 1946 and 1949, a number of years after he first came into contact with Baba's favorite mosque. Referring to Freud and other depth psychologists, he offered his own interpretations of normal versus abnormal in comparing ordinary men to the mosque. Although a normal man may present a prime facade to the world, and even to his own conscious mind, he is, whether he likes it or not, impelled eventually by shameful primitive urges. The average man tries to will his basic impulses from his conscious mind and from the world, but a must. The well springs of whose being are intoxicated by divine love, who cares for no one and nothing, and who knows the world to be a passing dream, makes no bones about concealing his actions. The average man dresses decently and pretends to forget that his mind is seething with primitive urges and that his body has functions that are humiliating and what he calls
Well, let's see. Euphemistically.
euphemistically self-respect is, for the most part, vanity. A must is utterly without vanity, and like a child, he allows his body to function in its own way, remaining himself consummately indifferent to it. Nor is he an eccentric exhibitionist, for his behavior bears no relationship to the presence or absence of an audience. Unlike almost all other masks that came into Baba's fold, Karim was never bathed, although Baba fed him and sat with him several times a day. At the end of June, William was called back to Meherabad. He left his colleagues at the Bangalore hospital and made his way to Baba's headquarters on the outskirts of Ahmednagar. His diary reflects his delight with the change. It is real good to be back in this ramshackle old hole after being so bored in Bangalore. The place on the hill, women's quarters at Upper Mirabad, is relatively grand compared to this place. For we, Mel Mandli, but I love this place. William went on to describe the crooked roof which harbored scorpions and snakes, wind-blown and crude, as all is. It's a lovely place, although it is no home really. I feel at home here. I suppose its deep link with Baba makes it so wonderful to be here. William's joy at settling in at Meherabad was short-lived, however. By July 3, he, other followers, and the Mus were off. Enemies, no, off.
Sorry.
Yeah, which was this page. Off to Ranchi to the newly established Must outpost. Shortly after he arrived, William summed up his feelings about the new base of operations. William says, I was really getting fed up with Ranchi a few days ago, with the filthy bad weather, the people, and even with Baba. An incident prompting Baba to give William and Dr. Neelu a blast when the two were 20 minutes late, returning from the post office may have prompted the discouragement. Baba gave Neelu and me a hell of dressing down. He told me if I did the same thing again, I would have to leave. And he told Neelu to back off tomorrow. I was so peeved that I decided I would go too, as it was as much my fault as Neelu's. So much honesty. True to form, Baba made his own argument. Baba, talking of relevant and irrelevant things brought us both to the verge of tears. Baba quickly forgave the pair. We felt rather depressed till next day. But since then, I have felt considerably better. And whatever else the raw was for, it at least released the tension of my disgust for this place. Yeah, how Baba works. While at Ranchi, William harked back to his brief but enjoyable stopover at Meherabad. I enjoyed the last week in Meherabad very much indeed. Going for walks, sleeping in Baba's former room, hobnobbing with everyone, and generally messing about the place for a week. In a short time, William gave his own opinion of the newest must, Karim Baba, a big, black, surly looking man. He had not spoken for 10 years in Calcutta. He never washes, has long hair and long nails. Since Baba has been feeding him, he has started talking a sort of hack Hindi poetry and has been getting rather aggressive. I suppose he is regaining consciousness of the word again and doesn't like it. Tensions and tempers were running high at Ranchi, for William's diary entry of July 17 indicates on one occasion Baba talked to his followers about backbiting. Baba says he knows none of us will obey that order, which is on the year's orders list, which is quite true. None will. He says, we must be on guard every day for a year against these.
Okay. Oh dear.
It might be, no problem.
This
This 70, it might be 70 number, I think.
Let's see. How to
Yeah.
work? It's 61. Sorry. What
No, it's perfectly all right.
against these orders?
We had started from 57
Okay, let's see.
and
Uh,
backbiting, no? So this is page 61 we should be, or 60. Yeah,
I-
William Joy is settling down. We're off.
enemy. Okay, here we are. Sorry about that. Yeah.
It's okay.
Mhm.
So this page is which page number it is?
Let me see. 61.
Yeah,
Against these enemies in ourselves.
yeah. In ourselves. No backbiting was one of many orders Baba wanted his lovers to follow. In less than 2 weeks, William and Otherwundly would be facing an additional strict list of behavior orders from Baba. The ashram at Ranchi was closed at the end of July, and Karim Baba and other inmates were then brought to Meherabad. On leaving Ranchi, the Mandli again encountered an uproar with Chatti Baba. At one point en route, Chatti would not reboard the train. William and two other Mandli had to stay with him while Baba and the others went ahead. Next morning, with the help of the police shouting at him, we got him into the train, very tedious. All day he tried to get out of the train at every station. He looked very sad. William said of the continuing upheaval it is. Yeah,
Continuing ordeal.
continuing ordeal. In Meherabad, a special bamboo cage was built for the Calcutta Mast Karim. Baba occupied an adjacent room. and would go and sit with the master many times each day and attend personally to his needs. This was behind Samadhi. The building is still there. In Meherabad, a special bamboo cage was built for the Kolkata Mast Karim Baba. Okay, Baba occupied the night. After only 2 weeks, Baba announced that his work with Karim was over and the mast was returned to Calcutta. Arrangements were made for his care with a doctor living in the city. Baba paid the doctor to feed Karim twice a day. Although Baba returned to Calcutta at least twice after 1940 to feed the poor and contact other advanced souls there, Karim Baba would never again meet Meher Baba. Settling in again at Meherabad, Baba told William to remain there until he was called up to report for wartime duty with the Indian Medical Service. At this time, Baba gave William and the other men and women only special orders they were to follow for 1 year from August 1, 1940 to July 31, 1941. In addition to the main followers, a group of Eastern and Western women only were living a separate existence in the ashram. Included in the group of women only at Meherabad was Mehera, whom Baba described as the purest soul in the universe, saying that she loved him as he ought to be loved. Another Manli was Baba's younger sister Mani, who had now we are on page number 62. Yeah, this may be the photo.
Yeah,
This may be 62 photo. Wala. It's a
Hmm.
beautiful photo. Yeah. This early photo shows Mehraj Irani, right, and Mani S. Irani with Baba. They were Meher Baba's closest women disciples. Mehra, his chief woman disciple, joined the ashram at age 17 in 1924, and his sister Mani joined the ashram at age 14 in 1933 in Nasik. So she joined Baba at the age of 14 in 1933, Mani, despite protest from their mother. Western women followers living at the ashram in 1940 included Kitty Devi, Norina Matchbelly, Elizabeth Patterson, Rano Geli, Erin Billow, Nadine Tolstoy, and Margaret Krask. The year-long orders that Baba issued emphasized the strictness of ashram life. A dozen of them include: do not indulge in tobacco smoking in any form. Do not drink alcoholic beverages of whatever kind. Do not eat meat. Do not eat fish. Do not eat eggs. At this time, Baba had also uh,
Do you want to read?
explained the developments in the war, and there are two footnotes. We'll read
Yes.
that.
You want to? Oh, sorry. Okay.
And Baba had issued the orders to women Mandli, saying that he is giving them opportunity to join in his work, universal work. And there will be 4 phases of war. And accordingly, the orders Baba had changed for women. This is given in more detail in the book Blue Bastur. And Baba asks women to take on meal food only once in a day for 1 year. And also there were different orders. Along with these common orders, various orders, also the orders were again additional orders individually for each of them. So here are 2 footnotes. Erin Below from Switzerland met Meher Baba through her parents in 1938 in India. She spent 8 years with him. which included much travel in India and life in the ashram at Meherkrupa. Nadine Tolstoy, nicknamed Nadine by Baba, was the daughter-in-law of Count Leo Tolstoy, the Russian author of War and Peace. This is a very famous book. She and her husband were spiritual seekers who met Baba in New York in 1931, where they were friends of American Baba followers Malcolm Schultz and Jean Adrian. Now we page number 63.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
but for and many we were reading the orders given by Baba, many other along with the many other orders. Perform no lustful action, whatever, even with your lawful wife or husband. For men, do not touch, even without a thought of lust, any woman over 6 years of age, not to touch. A list of exceptions to this order included nursing the sick and saving a woman's life or honor. A formal handshake between sexes was acceptable. For women, the same rules as above pertaining to the opposite sex, that means not to touch any man. Do not tell lies. Do not steal. Do not criticize, scandalize, or speak ill of others. Do not go to any cinema performance.
hmm.
The final order on attending, little down here, the cinema was relaxed only when Baba accompanied the group. Newly released movies of the day that Baba and others attended included The Wizard of Oz and Gulliver's Travels. There was also Fond of Laurel and Hardy and Charlie Chaplin movies. This Wizard of Oz is really a good movie. I searched in Google, it is there. Because afterwards we'll see that Baba liked one character very much in that movie, Tin Man. So we'll read that. On one occasion, while William was working in the, no, it's not given here. So Baba liked this movie, Wizard of Oz. It is somewhat like other word or astral word or
We say
after
Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz, we say. Wizard of
Oz, Wizard of Oz. Thank you. And so there is one character, Tin Man, Tin, Tin Man. He is made of tin completely, and his hands and legs will stiffen. And then there is oil container, and each time she will oil that, and then it will be released. And Baba liked that character very much. Why I'm specifically mentioning. So today my situation is just like Tin Man. There is this thing, neck and thorax and lumbar and all that, and knees and complete bandage. And Baba said that Naja, who was also suffering at that time from the knee pains and all that, so Baba mentioned that we should carry that oil container always and grease Naja's knees every time it pains. So that's the story about Wizard of
He was searching
Oz.
for a heart.
Uh,
He wanted a heart, the Tin Man. He wanted to get the heart from, so that's important, I think.
and that's why maybe, yeah, correct, rightly said. He wanted heart, another wanted head, and he was very good. It is a nice movie.
Yeah. And the lion wanted courage. He wanted to be brave, the lion.
Yeah, yeah, he was timid. He wanted to be brave, right? Yeah. Is it a very popular movie? Famous?
Very popular, very popular. Oh, yes. Yeah. Still, yeah. Yeah.
So on one occasion, while William was working in the hospital in Bangalore, June 3, 1940, letter from Baba reminded him of the strict code of behavior expected of him. I don't mind you are giving lectures on eye surgery to sisters as long as your eye looks upon women as sisters. I trust you fully and hold you very dear. Baba writes this to William. There were 31 orders in all that William was to adhere to. Other orders dealt with avoiding outside influences such as theater, magazines, and books, although he was allowed to read newspapers. Rules on fasting were also issued, and participants were ordered to meditate either upon the impersonal God or upon Baba. Impersonal God or upon Baba. They were also to perform, this is very important, a specific instruction of meditating either on impersonal God, means his aspects, or upon, if personal, then upon Baba. Interesting. They were also to perform conscientiously. Huh?
That's right, conscientiously.
Conscientiously the prayers customary to your religion. The issuing of the orders coincided with a period of Baba's seclusion on the hill at Upper Meherkrupa. Oh. Throughout his life, Baba observed periods of seclusion, sometimes for days and another times for months. This particular seclusion would last a year with occasional lapses for travel. Page number 64, the fan law.
Oh, no, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. 64 we need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is at the end of.
Yes, at the end of.
At the end of August, William was ordered to go to Ankai Mountain. This is near Nashik. It's very interesting, very difficult to climb this mountain with lot of difficulty, jungle and all that. And the specific reason I'm telling about this mountain is Upasni Maharaj had done much of his meditation and penance on this mountain before he got the God realization. He was without any food and water on this mountain, and he had some vision there. And only after getting down from the mountain, he got the God realization after few little time. But now no, it's very difficult to go on that mountain. Anyway, 5 of Baba's Mandli were staying there in seclusion, and William was to check on their condition and find out whether they wanted to continue their stay. They are in a man-made cave up there, a fine view about 900 feet above the plain, and a sheer cliff all around, William noted in his diary. Ankai was a spiritual site. And the day that William arrived, there was a day of pilgrimage. He describes the crowded conditions on the single stairway up the mountain. I fought my way up with great difficulty. It took me a half hour or more. That would take 10 minutes when the stairway was empty. To get up, I touched literally hundreds of women, although I am not allowed to do so by Baba's order. Many of Baba's orders were difficult to follow or given with the idea that the order would be carried out sometime in the future when conditions were right. One of William's orders stated that he was to observe silence for a full year. Another said he must beg for food for a full year and not accept any money offered. Often Baba would be pleased if a disciple tried his or her utmost to obey his order, even if the person was unsuccessful. When William told Baba the next day about touching the woman on the Ankai mountain stairway, he was not annoyed, but told him that to wipe this matter off, William was to fast the next day on milk only. And the fasting was very difficult used to be for William. Although Baba was in seclusion, he did break his solitude once a week to visit the women monthly. Very often after these visits, William and Dr. Nailu would receive taunting messages from Baba asking why they were not treating certain of his followers better. With the start of September, rumors started to circulate from the women mandali that Baba was talking about going to Honolulu and California in November. The main mandali were happy to hear this because it indicated that Baba's seclusion would end in November. There is a footnote. Ankai is, Ankai is one of the hills near Manmad. Actually, it is near Nasik. Okay, maybe in between Manmad and Nasik. That has Buddhist and Hindu caves and sculptures and ruins of a fort from Shivaji's time. It's very difficult to climb the mountain, a very hard thing, and now military camp and all that is there, so they don't allow. Although it appeared Baba was fearing the women only, the men still managed occasional sightings of his coming and going weekly at the women's quarters. An earlier explanation from Baba about his varying treatment of disciples argues that apparent benefits do not have lasting good effects. He outlined how some of the followers of Sai Baba, one of his perfect masters, appeared to have benefited from donated funds early in their lives, only to suffer materially immensely in their latter years. Baba one day told the mandali that they must never question Baba when he treats one man well and another badly. He explained, however, he treats one or the other disciple, never worry or inquire. He has very good reasons for pampering one or cursing another. This is very important. Baba relayed on more than one occasion that all suffering was a gift of God, and going through various trials help address an individual sanskaras, helping to pave the way to God realization. Because of Baba's seclusion, the main mandali were being deprived of his company and his explanations when they were needed. This must have made following his orders and dealing with one another without the master's help especially difficult. Actually, every Thursday, Baba used to, please put it on. Baba used to go and visit women. While, no noise, please. While William was anxious to have increased contact with Meher Baba, for the most part, he had little time to dwell on the absence. In mid-September, he again went to Ankai mountain to convey Baba's orders that the mandali staying there should return to Mehrabad. I think they were staying under the instructions of Papa Jasawala, which was very difficult. It is mentioned somewhere.
Yeah.
They were all good at the other order to return. They were all glad at the order to return. It was very difficult. As I said, it's very difficult. You can Google and you will see the mountain, Ankai mountain now, and its pictures and all that. It's very difficult. So when they were ordered to come back, they were all very happy at the order to return. I think the last 2 weeks have been difficult for them. The next day, I saw Baba for the second time since his seclusion began to report results of the Ankai expedition. He seemed fit and in good mood. About this time, Baba received a famous visitor, Swiss explorer Ela Mailat, right?
Yeah.
No? Mailat arrived at Meherabad asking if she could see him. Mailat was turned down and went away without gaining an audience with Baba. No reason was given for the decision. Here is a footnote about Ela Mailat. 1903 to 1997. She was born in 1903 and died in the year 1997. Was a Swiss adventurer and journalist who stayed with Countess Tolstoy in Moscow in 1930 and spent most of the war years, that is 1939 to 1945, living south of Madras near the ashram of Ramana Maharshi. We'll move to which page now? 66.
I believe this is right.
Yeah, can you please take over, Betty?
Sure, I can do that. Yeah.
Thank you. Mhm.
Late in September, William had already shifted a certain amount of his attention to working at the hospital in Ahmednagar, where he was giving anesthetics and assisting operations. He expected his orders to report to the India Medical Service for wartime duty would arrive any day, when the Honolulu, California tour suddenly changed to a November tour of Ceylon instead. Baba told William not to write to the authorities, but to wait to be asked up and then go, thus prolonging his time under Baba's influence. He wants me to obey the special Baba orders as long as possible. The draft notice finally came in October, but on Baba's order, William was able to obtain 2 months' deferment so that he could accompany the others on the Ceylon tour. Preparations for the trip to Ceylon instantly took over. Mandali member Chanji went off to Colombo to find a suitable bungalow for the group. Doctors William and Nilu were to arrange vaccinations for the travelers. 42 people were involved, including the musts, Mohammed and Chadi Baba. At the time, William and Nilu were also dealing with Baba's glycosuria, urine glucose, and William gave his thoughts about their advice to Baba. We told him what we thought, but he'll never listen. As a patient, he is really no good at all. But I suppose that avatars can do as they please. This nonchalant response about medical treatments was a fact of life with Baba, who on many occasions refused medical treatments. In the 2 major auto accidents he was to experience, he downplayed his serious injuries. Although the party was to go by train to Ceylon, vehicles that included the big bus and a car for their use were also being transported to the island at a cost of 2,000 rupees. After a great deal of difficulty, William managed to get permission from the military to stay in Ceylon until January 1st, 1941. And there are these footnotes. Ceylon, now Sri Lanka, is the tropical island country to the south of India in the Indian Ocean. And 2, Chanji, Framrose Dada Chanji, was Baba's first secretary and brought his large extended family to become Baba lovers. All right, so now William has got permission from the military to stay until January 1st, 1941. And we'll see. I had to phone Delhi twice to get that result, though. Well, no doubt it was only because of Baba's will, that the permit was given, as now doctors are being called due to the war spreading. Baba and his followers continually tracked the war news. Although some of Baba's predictions were off the mark from a worldly point of view, others were accurate. William conveyed the gist of Baba's remarks in his November 1st, 1940 entry. Britain will be crushed, but won't give in and won't lose. Germany and Italy will be crushed and lose. England would have been wiped out except for Churchill. He is real clever, and if old Chamberlain had been prime minister, England would have been finished. Churchill has saved England. Wow, that's a statement from Baba. At this time, Baba was negotiating the purchase of another piece of land on the other side of Ahmednagar. This property would eventually become Meherzad and serve as Meher Baba's intimate home, away from the busier pilgrimage center of Meherbad, about 20 kilometers away. Once the caravan landed in Ceylon, they created quite a bit of interest in their travels on the island. What with Baba, Chadi Baba, Europeans, Indians, and all. William was held up at the crossing from India to Ceylon because his military permit was not in order. Nilu came back to India the next day to retrieve 79 pieces of luggage that hadn't made it on the first crossing, so William crossed over with him. There were problems with transporting the large bus on the boat, and they also wondered whether the bus would be allowed to travel on the restricted roads in Ceylon. Chanji and William were dispatched to Kandy to find a suitable bungalow for the stay. Baba went to see the bungalow along with William, Westerman, Kitty Davy, and Rano Gailey, Eastern Mandali Chanji, and 2 others. Baba approved of the residence, and they then settled in at the tea plantation called Primrose Hill Estate. And then the footnote about Kandy. Kandy is one of the most scenic cities in Sri Lanka, in the midst of the hills in the Kandy Valley, which crosses an area of tropical plantations, mainly tea, in the central province of the island. Let's see. Oh, I think
very beautiful. Candy is very beautiful.
No, I'm sorry. I have to stop share at this point. I haven't, this document ends. I have to find, I'll be.
Oh, 67, no? So
Yes,
68.
it'll be 68. Yeah.
Diana has 68 number. Can you read, please? Yeah.
Sure.
Another 10 minutes.
You
After,
want me to-
yeah.
Yeah, I can read.
68.
I have it. Shall we wait for Betty to get the document up? I do have the book, but we can wait for Betty.
You can just continue reading. Just 10 minutes left for the session. So if no problem, Diana can continue reading.
Okay,
from
I'm
68.
happy to do that. Okay.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Thank
A
you.
beautiful place, very fine view, and when weather is fine, very fine indeed. We drink fresh tea off the estate, William wrote. Baba continued his partial seclusion in Ceylon, spending every second day in his hut. He was fasting on only 1 solid meal a day, while his followers were taking 2. Shortly after their arrival in Ceylon, William was asked to make inquiries about the local weather. After learning it would be wet half the time they were there, Baba decided to cut their stay short to only 20 days, even though the bungalow had been rented for 2 months. Chanji was quickly sent back to the Indian mainland to find suitable quarters for everyone at Cochin and Calicut.
Shall I show or not? I can. Happy to hear Diana read though.
It's right there. It's
Yeah.
right there.
Okay. I'm sorry, I
I'll
didn't want
continue reading, and then I'll read the footnotes later. Departure day from Ceylon was December 5th. Baba's party spent 2 weeks in Calicut before moving on to Rajputana in western India. The constant travel and changes of plans created nagging tensions among the followers. Flat tires, stuck vehicles, and mechanical breakdowns were the norm, and such mishaps often occurred in the dead of night. Personality clashes and feuds with officials along the way happened so often they got to be routine. I had a nice row with the customs people and the station master, both foolish men. Station master, a first-class horror, said William of one confrontation. At Ramnad, Baba gave all the ladies a lecture, saying they were hopeless, and started Norina Machiavelli weeping, which she seldom does. And so how about I read the footnote and then we'll do the last paragraph. Cochin, now called Kochi, is one of India's principal seaports, located on the northern end of a peninsula on the southwest coast of India in the state of Kerala. It is bounded by the Arabian Sea on the west and estuaries to the east. Calicut, now called, I can't say it, Kozhikode, is on the Arabian Sea coast of
Kozhikode. Yeah.
Thank you. Is on the Arabian Sea coast of Kerala. It has beautiful beaches and a deep network of lakes, canals, estuaries, and wetlands running through the city. Rajputana, now the state of Rajasthan, is a large area northwest of the Aravalli Range that includes part of the Great Indian Thar Desert. It is the hill and plateau country between the North Indian Plains and the main plateau of peninsular India. Ramnad, Ramanathapuram
Ramanathapuram.
is a city and district in the southeast Indian state of Tamil Nadu that contains the Indian portion of Ramas Bridge, an east-west chain of low islands and shallow reefs that extend between India and Sri Lanka. So now carrying on with the text, there was, I'll read the last 2 lines on that page. William also appeared at the end of his patience, as a diary entry of the same day indicates. Baba slept with us men. He teases me a bit because I don't get up promptly and saying we're a hopeless lot. I try not to get annoyed, as that's all he's really trying to do, to get me to lose my temper. So mostly I keep quiet, though pretty glumly, as I am never at my brightest at 4:30 in the morning. And Baba, an incurable early riser, capable of teasing anyone at their weakest moments. The trip to Ceylon was not an official must tour, and Baba's followers might have thought they were off to enjoy a holiday rather than a collective ego thrashing. Baba, of course, always alternated between loving and stern measures, and whenever he dressed someone down, he was quick to forgive, embrace, and bring the person happily back into his circle. He also frowned on foul moods, insisting that whatever one was feeling inside, one must remain outwardly cheerful. Don't be garlic-faced, Baba would often tell his followers, including William. Calicut soon began to wear thin, even on Baba. Baba dislikes this place. It is too hot, and we shall all be glad to leave. I take the ladies at 6 a.m. in the bus to the beach for a bath, writes William. The 1,800-mile trip north to Jaipur, Rajputana passed with relatively few mishaps. The cooler weather was reflected in better moods all around, including Baba's. Baba very jaunty and humorous here, teasing us all in a good-natured way. Baba put his cold hands on our warm stomachs in the cold morning, makes us pull our shirts up to do it. It's like an electric shock. He teases Chanji, good-naturedly too, to the amusement of all. Life for William was about to change drastically. Shortly after their arrival in Jaipur, he received his notice to report directly to military medical duty in Pune on March 1st, 1941. Baba says I am to go this time. So at last this calling up business has borne fruit. Baba seems pleased about it. For me, a new phase will be beginning shortly. Where it will begin, I suppose, only Baba knows. Although this tour was not for contacting musts, Baba never turned away from meeting with them when good musts were found. In Jaipur, a must was brought to the compound, and Baba also traveled to nearby Jaipur with Mandali members Gudstaji and Erich, where Baba fed 3 very good musts. Baba described one of the musts as having practically no body consciousness at all. Baba went to this must 7 times with food and made Erich and Gudstaji take their turns of having darshan blessings from the must first and last. Baba also contacted an older female must, Mastani, in Jodhpur, whom Baba went to and fed 3 times, ordering the 2 Mandali members to take darshan from her all 3 times. Before William officially joined the military, Meher Baba started a publishing venture that would distribute his messages, including an explanation of the 7 realities of Baba's teachings. He asked William to put the 7 points into good English. This I did to the best of my ability. And now a new propaganda push has been ordered by Baba, and the 7 points are to be distributed all over India, about 1 million copies in all languages. Norina may go to the USA in June to carry on propaganda there before Baba goes to the West. Later in the month, William was given a Gujarati arti, prayer from the heart of Baba's. Translated into English, it reads, O God, command that the fire of ignorance be extinguished. Bestow upon your lovers the light of faith for which they long. O Master Meher Baba, we lay our heads at your feet. O Meher Baba, you are the one who knows the original state of God. You are the Lord of truth. You are the lover and the beloved in one. You are the torrent of infinite knowledge and the ocean of oneness. O beloved, bestow upon us seekers the knowledge of Izad. For you, Paramatma, are omniscient, divine knowledge itself. Intoxicate us by making us drink from the cup of love divine. O Saki, promise us a cup of wine. We offer our lives in sacrifice to you. Our ship founders in mid-ocean. Only if you steer can we remain afloat. O Meher Baba, you are our captain and protector. Baba was again anxious to get underway and was planning to go northward from Jaipur to Quetta near the Afghanistan border. The 1,500-mile trip started on Baba's birthday and would take 15 days. While Baba wanted William to accompany the group to Quetta, he realized that William would have to honor his military commitment. Baba felt it necessary to amend the long list of orders William was adhering to. He was ruthless, or perhaps kind, in easing the strictness because of the pressure William would face in doing wartime service. In the end, William was given only 3 orders to follow which he entered in his diary. No fasting or anything, but no lustful action. Communicating with Baba twice a month, giving address. And when things reach a climax and Baba writes me or wires me to come, I must come at once without permission of authorities if necessary. Previous orders of not to smoke, not to drink alcohol, and to abstain from eating meat, fish, or eggs were dropped once he joined the military. Before William embarked on his wartime years of work in the Indian Medical Service, the reflections that this English doctor made of the must ashrams and their elusive purpose are revealing. The breathless description of the 7 main ashrams reflects William's own unanswered questions. Betty, could you advance it?
Yeah, shall we stop?
No, I think we should continue because in one more page we'll finish the chapter.
Good, good.
Okay.
72.
No. Go back, please. Stop there.
Yeah.
Okay. Before I read the last paragraph, I'm just going to read about Quetta. Quetta,
Yeah.
part of Pakistan after partition, consists of valleys which act as a natural fort surrounded by imposing hills on all sides. It is known as the fruit garden of Pakistan because of its diverse flora and fauna. And now I'll continue. Those things that matter most, such as the spiritual reality behind these centers for God-intoxicated souls, the ultimate reasons why Baba has done all this work, the invisible interplay between the utterly perfect being of the Master and subordinate spiritual capacities of the must. All these things escape the power of words, and their explanation cannot therefore be found between the covers of this book. William continues striving in the Wayfarers to explain the one-on-one intimacy in the countless Baba must relationships. In the end, his own heart cannot be contained and completes the telling task. But such secrets are surely Baba's affair and the must's affair, and I expect that if Baba were to give an intellectual explanation of them, we should be intrinsically none the wiser, for these arcana must be experienced in a way that transcends the intellect before we can even begin to understand them. It is better, therefore, that we take a leaf from the book of a God-intoxicated soul and seek to be overpowered by divine love, or like a God-absorbed soul, fly fast and straight across the measureless skies to the great homeland of the infinite, rather than fritter away our intellectual and spiritual substance in profitless conceits. Although William would not pen these words until a few years later, when he began writing The Wayfarers, it's a fair guess that they capture his mood as he prepared to enter military service. His feelings about and ties to his spiritual master were also given in the early pages of the book. A subtle quintessence of love pervades everything that Baba does. His physical presence and the brilliance of his leadership have that impossible quality of the philosopher's stone, that by their magic touch, they transmute the base metal of the most commonplace routine into a treasure of loving service. This is perhaps an ornate way of describing something that is at once so real that one might think it easy to describe quite simply, and so transcendental that the spirit of it eludes the grasp of words. But this magic, this imponderable something, weaves itself like a golden thread into the fabric of everything that Baba does. And when the factual details of a phase of Baba's life are buried so deep in the ashes of one mind to be almost forgotten, the memory of this splendid thing is still there. Jai Baba.
Hey Baba. Thank you, dear Diana, dear Betty. And shall we conclude the session with Aarti, Ahimsa? So many things, na? Wonderful. So difficult. But if you read Donkin's diary, it is little different. From different angle it is. If you read Blue Bus, the same thing is given in a different way. Mm. Shall we conclude? Ahimsa? Jai Baba Ahimsa?
हाँ जय बाबा ताई
आरती करते
आवाज येतोय
हो जहाँ कल्पना की कुठली करते
हो
अवतार मेहर बाबा
मेहर बाबा की
थैंक यू
जय
बाबा
बोलो अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय जहाँ कल्पना शब्द ना पहुँचे ऐसे नीति नीति वेद पुकारे महिमा तोरी अपार दिव्य सनातन परम दयाघन दिव्य सनातन परम दयाघन हे जगदूतारो मिहिर मन आरती स्वीकारो मिहिर मन आरती स्वीकारो धूप दीप चंदन चर्चाना फूल लगाना फूल चढ़ाना फूल चढ़ाना फूल चढ़ाना तुम्हारा ही तुमको लौटाना काहे बढ़ाई करूं मिहिर मन आरती स्वीकारो मिहिर मन आरती स्वीकारो सकल निधि के तुम कारण हो सकल विश्व तारण हारे हो तुम समार नहीं तुम ही हो हे सत अवतारो मिहिर मन आरती स्वीकारो मिहिर मन आरती स्वीकारो सकल निधि के तुम कारण हो सकल विश्व तारण हारे हो तुम समार नहीं तुम ही हो हे सत अवतारो मिहिर मन आरती स्वीकारो मिहिर मन आरती स्वीकारो सकल चराचर तुम्हारी माया माया भी तो तुम्हारी छाया तुम्हारी छाया तुम्हारी छाया तुम्हारा अंत न कोई पाया तुम हो अनंत खरो मिहिर मन आरती स्वीकारो मिहिर मन आरती स्वीकारो अपने को जब जो नहीं जाने महिमा तुम्हारी क्या पहचाने क्या पहचाने क्या पहचाने जो कुछ भी कहते अनजाने गुण गाते तुम्हारो मिहिर मन आरती स्वीकारो मिहिर मन आरती स्वीकारो सीमा नाही तुम्हारी कृपा को क्या कोई दे सकता प्रभु तुमको भीख तुम्ही दो प्रेमी जनों को नित्य तुम्हें सुमरो मेरा मन आरती स्वीकारो मेरा मन आरती स्वीकारो दिव्य सनातन परम दयालन दिव्य सनातन परम दयालन हे जगत उद्धारो मिहिर मन आरती स्वीकारो मिहिर मन आरती स्वीकारो बोलो तार मिहिर बाबा की
की जय।
अवतार मिहिर बाबा
बाबा
की
की जय।
अवतार मिहिर बाबा की
की
जय
जय। जय
जय
बाबा।
बाबा
Thank you, बेटा, थैंक यू सो मच। जय बाबा।
थैंक यू ताई जय बाबा जय बाबा
It was
जय बाबा।
beautiful.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you all.
Beautiful.
Thank you, dear Betty, Taina. Jai Baba. Thank you, Siraji, Sushma ji, Santoshi, Meena. Jai Baba.
जय बाबा बाबा
Jai
सबके
Baba. Jai Baba.
See you in 2 weeks.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
Okay, I'll give
जय
it.
बाबा जय बाबा
Jai
Baba.
Baba. Jai Baba.
Okay. All right. Shall I
जय
end?
बाबा
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba.